Before gladiators were champions, they were slaves. Before rebellions had banners, they had rage. And before one man defied the might of Rome, he was just a number. But history would remember him by name, Spartacus. Long before he stood in the arena, before his name echoed through the Senate, Spartacus was born in Thrace, a wild land of mountains and warriors. He was not Roman, he was not noble, he was free, raised among tribes who hunted wolves and fought like lions. Spartacus was shaped by harsh winters and harder wars. He learned to wield a sword not for sport, but for survival. He fought as a young man in local tribal wars, earning scars, respect, and a deep sense of pride in his people. But Rome was always watching. Rome, the devourer of nations, came to Thrace under the banner of alliance. They offered gold, weapons, glory, but behind every Roman handshake was a chain. Spartacus joined the Roman auxiliary troops as a mercenary. He fought their wars, marched under their eagle, but something in him never bowed. One day he refused an order, or perhaps he struck an officer. The records are silent, but Rome responded the way it always did, with whips and iron. Spartacus was arrested, stripped of rank, and condemned. He was sold into slavery. Spartacus was sent to Capua, the city of gladiators. There he was purchased by Lentulus Batiatus, the cruel master of a ludus, a gladiator training school. The ludus was not a school. It was a slaughterhouse. New slaves were beaten into obedience, starved into submission, taught to fight not like soldiers, but like animals, designed to entertain crowds with death. But Spartacus watched. He learned. He endured. He met others like him. Crixus, the proud Gaul, Ornomaus, the fierce African, and hundreds of men who had once been free. By day they trained. By night they dreamed, not of glory but of escape. Then came the spark. It began with a kitchen knife, a plan whispered through cells. 70 gladiators, no hope, no way out, until there was. One stormy night they struck. They killed their guards, broke into the kitchen, armed themselves with cleavers and spits. They stormed the armory, took swords, shields, armor. Blood ran through the ludus. Spartacus led them out, into the darkness, into the unknown. They fled to Mount Vesuvius, the dormant volcano, and there they made camp. From its peak, they could see the Roman roads winding below them like veins. Rome laughed. A few slaves with stolen swords. Not a threat. They sent a small force to trap them. But Spartacus was no ordinary fugitive. He used vines to rappel down the mountain's cliffside. His army attacked from behind. The Romans were ambushed, slaughtered, humiliated. Spartacus now had real weapons and the taste of victory. Word spread like wildfire. Slaves across the countryside escaped. They joined Spartacus, by the hundreds, then by the thousands. Farmers, shepherds, ex-gladiators, runaways, rebels, an army of the desperate. Soon they were 30,000 strong. They raided Roman villas, freed entire estates of slaves, burned symbols of Roman wealth. Spartacus trained them, taught them discipline. He didn't want chaos. He wanted freedom. He tried to lead them north, out of Italy. But many of his men wanted to stay, to fight, to loot. Spartacus listened, but the seed of conflict had been planted. Meanwhile, Rome panicked. The Roman Senate dispatched legions under commanders who underestimated Spartacus. Mistake. Time after time, Spartacus outmaneuvered them. He used guerrilla tactics, ambushed supply lines, attacked in fog, retreated into forests. He defeated every general sent after him. His army grew to 70,000. He wasn't just a fugitive anymore. He was a general. But not all were loyal. Crixus, his powerful second-in-command, wanted direct battle. He led 30,000 south, only to be crushed by the Romans. He died fighting, and Spartacus wept. He held Roman prisoners, made them fight each other, mocking the gladiator games. He crucified hundreds of Roman soldiers along roads. A warning. This was no longer a rebellion, it was a revolution. Spartacus knew he couldn't win a full war against Rome forever. He made a plan, sail to Sicily, recruit more slaves, disappear. He negotiated with pirates to ferry his men, paid them gold, trusted them. But the pirates betrayed him. They took the gold and vanished. Spartacus was stranded, trapped. Rome saw its chance. Enter Marcus Licinius Crassus, Rome's richest man, ambitious, brutal, eager to prove himself. He took command. Crassus restored discipline to the legions with terror. He decimated his own troops, killing 1 in every 10 who fled battle. Then, he built a massive wall, fortifications stretching across southern Italy, designed to trap Spartacus. The noose tightened. Spartacus was desperate. He led his army in a final push to break through Crassus's wall. They broke free, but with heavy losses. Now Crassus had help. Pompey, the great general, returned from Spain with fresh legions. Rome had united. Spartacus was cornered. His army was tired, starving, and fractured. But still, he fought. In a final, bloody battle somewhere in Lucania, Spartacus charged straight toward Crassus himself, hoping to end it in single combat. He cut down dozens, fought like a man possessed, but he never reached him. He fell, surrounded, buried under corpses. His body was never found, but his legend never died. 6,000 of his men were captured. Crassus crucified them along the Appian Way, from Capua to Rome, a road of agony. Rome celebrated. Senators praised Crassus and Pompey. Order was restored, but something had changed. The Republic had seen fear, the people had seen hope, and the name Spartacus would echo through ages. He was born a free man, enslaved, beaten, made to kill for sport. But he rose. He united the broken, challenged the empire, fought for something greater than himself. And though he died, his rebellion still burns. Spartacus, the slave who dared to dream of freedom.